All right. So if you're in a small or medium-sized audit firm, you've almost certainly heard about the new ISQM1 standards. And let's be honest, it sounds a little intimidating, right? It's a huge shift in how we approach quality. But don't worry. In this explainer, we're going to cut through all that complexity and give you a really clear, practical guide. So let's dig into what this actually means for your firm.
Okay, first things first. This isn't just some minor tweak or another incremental update. We're talking about a complete, fundamental change in philosophy. Seriously. The entire foundation of quality standards is shifting from a reactive control mindset to a much more proactive management one.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The old way, ISQC1, was pretty much a standardized checklist. Every firm had to follow the same set of procedures, didn't matter if you were a sole practitioner or a 50-person shop. Well, the new way, ISQM1, is the total opposite. It's a proactive, risk-based approach that's custom-built for your firm. It's way less about ticking boxes and much more about building a smart system that actually fits how you operate.
So that brings us to the big idea behind this new standard. I want you to think of it less like following some generic, pre-printed map that everybody gets, and more like you're creating your own custom quality roadmap for your firm. One that actually guides you to your specific goals by navigating your specific challenges. And this journey, well, the vehicle for it has a name: the System of Quality Management, or SoQM. The keywords you really have to remember here are customized and tailored. Look, this is not some manual you just download or a product you buy off the shelf. It's a living, breathing system that you design, you implement, and you operate. It's built by you, for you. Simple as that. Yeah, this visual just nails it, doesn't it? Instead of forcing every firm to navigate the same crowded, generic city grid, ISQM1 empowers you to chart your own course through your own unique landscape. We're talking your services, your clients, your risks. It all adds up to your roadmap. It's all about focusing your resources on what genuinely matters for quality in your specific world.
This whole new philosophy really stands on three powerful pillars. First, it's risk-based. That means you identify the unique threats that could compromise your work quality and you build your defenses around those things. Second, it's scalable. This is huge. The system for a sole practitioner is going to look totally different from a multi-partner firm, and that's okay. The standard is designed for that flexibility. And finally, it's proactive. You're no longer just reacting when things go wrong, you're building a system to anticipate and prevent issues before they can even start.
So we get the why behind all this. Now let's get into the how. I know it might seem super complex, but the good news is you can tackle implementation with a really straightforward three-phase playbook. Here's the game plan. It boils down to these three logical steps. First, you define your quality objectives. What does high-quality work actually mean for your firm and your clients? Second, you assess your risks. What could realistically stop you from meeting those objectives? For a small firm, a risk might be having a single partner as the sole technical expert on a complex topic. What happens if they're unavailable? And only then, third, do you design your responses, the specific policies and procedures like cross-training or a peer review network that directly mitigate those identified risks. Now, this is a really crucial piece of advice for that second step. You have to assess your risks with a completely open mind. This is where a lot of people trip up. You need to identify your risks as if you have zero controls in place. Why? Well, because if you start thinking, oh, we have a policy for that, you might subconsciously downplay the risk. The goal is to get an honest, unfiltered view of your vulnerabilities first. Only then can you accurately judge if your current responses are truly up to the task. Okay, so let's circle back to that first phase, setting your objectives. To help you do that effectively, the standard gives us a framework that's built around 6 core components of how your firm operates.
And here they are. Your system of quality management has to address objectives across all 6 of these areas. What this chart really shows is that quality isn't siloed in one department. It's a holistic system. The culture set by your leadership directly impacts who you accept as clients, which in turn affects how you perform engagements, and that all relies on your resources and communication. They're all interconnected.
Now, at this point, you might be thinking this sounds like a mountain of compliance work. But the real goal here isn't just about satisfying a regulator, it's about building a system that delivers tangible, long-term value for your firm.
So what's the payoff for this investment? What's in it for you? Well, a well-designed SoQM is a powerful business tool. It leads directly to a higher, more consistent quality of service, which makes you more competitive. It delivers better value to your clients, which builds trust and loyalty. And
By making quality a shared and proactive responsibility, it can fundamentally improve your entire company culture.
And that brings us to the final and maybe most crucial thought. As you start down the path of implementing ISQM 1, the most important question isn't about the documents you'll create, but about your mindset. Are you simply trying to check a new compliance box, or are you seizing this as an opportunity to build a true, lasting culture of quality within your firm? That choice will make all the difference.